we've just had another vote-a-rama here in the United States Senate. And at the end of the day, what Republicans did was they cut investments and programs that are very important to the American people. And they did it all once again to help pay for tax cuts for the very rich. If you're thinking this is déjà vu all over again, you're right. Just 2 weeks ago, Republicans pushed through the United States Senate their bill that would throw millions and millions of Americans off their health care in order to provide huge tax cuts for billionaires and other very wealthy people. Here we are 2 weeks later, and they're coming back and cutting monies for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. This is public radio and public TV, and in rural areas especially, these are important ways to get emergency notices out. So when you have floodwaters or another natural disaster, people get life-saving information through public radio. And Republicans are just taking a chainsaw to that. They're also cutting very deeply into our global health efforts and our global humanitarian efforts. When we help fight diseases overseas, of course we help save lives, millions of lives, but we also save lives here in America from diseases that would otherwise spread. And Republicans are cutting deeply into those investments. This is, again, to provide tax cuts to billionaires and very wealthy people. Now, I've heard Republicans all day talk about how we need to reduce the deficits and debt. You know what? We do. And that's why 2 weeks ago, they shouldn't have added $4 trillion to our national debt. Because even after they cut billions of dollars for health care for Americans, the tax cuts were so big that they also added trillions to the deficit. So here they come back 2 weeks later, they're cutting Big Bird, they're cutting public radio, they're cutting food nutrition programs around the world for $9 billion, which is 0.23 of 1% of the $4 trillion debt that they added to fund tax cuts for the wealthy. So this is bad on multiple levels. And again, the theme here, the pattern here remains the same. Let's cut services and programs and investments that help the American people to provide tax cuts for Elon Musk and the billionaires. That's what this is all about, and it's shameful.